Oh, what I get for late night YouTube browsing. Hey y'all, it's the Minted Caliber here. So I came across a video from DNEWS that was posted 2 years ago, about the time that I first tried vaping. And the title of the video is called "The Dirty Truth About E-Cigarettes." And I actually skipped ahead in the video just so you can hear some of the bullshit, and I'm gonna explain why it's bullshit because I'm gonna pause start at the video, and you know what you're gonna know what I'm gonna do. So here we go.
Oh, it's up to scientists to take a good hard look at these newfangled devices. Last week, the largest major review of the research on e-cigs was published in the American Heart Association's scientific journal. They found that the claims of the e-cig manufacturers are not supported by the data. One of the big claims that came under fire was that e-cigs will help you quit, or at least smoke less. The scientists found in 5 population-based studies that those who use e-cigs to quit were actually significantly less likely to be successful.
Okay, where are you getting this article from? Because from what I've seen of the vaping community, no one has ever made that fucking argument. No one has ever said that, oh, people are not successful when they vape to quit smoking. Like, you know why they don't say that? Because people actually do get success when they quit smoking for vaping. Like, when they switch over from smoking to vaping, it is successful. So, wherever this fucking article is coming from, you might want to recheck your fucking sources because it sounds like a unreputable source. So, here we go.
By about 30%, and that's probably related to claim number 2 that was kicked to the curb, that it's a safe alternative that only releases pure nicotine and water vapor. In their research, the scientists found formaldehyde, propylene glycol, and lead amongst other well-known toxins in the vapor. Sound familiar?
What? E-juice contains propylene glycol? Wow, I had no idea. Oh wait, yeah, it did because that's the main fucking ingredient that carries the flavor, like honestly. Anyone with a fucking brain would know that. Even people who don't know much about vaping would know that the propylene glycol is there to carry the flavor. It's like, what? And how is propylene glycol bad for you exactly? I mean, it is used in asthma inhalers as well as other pharmaceutical products, so yeah. And formaldehyde, yeah, that was actually in certain e-juices. When you buy e-juice, buy from a reputable manufacturer, like honestly. And lead, no. Just fucking no. It's 2 years later and people are still living. They're not having any problems. No one that I'm aware of had any problems from vaping other than like the occasional PG allergy, but they got that corrected by vaping a higher VG juice. So, I mean, 2 years later, E-juice still being made with PG and VG. No one has died from it. Yeah, the odds are kind of stacked against your supported data. Ooh, it must burn. It really does. It must fucking burn. Alright, so I haven't really watched the whole video. I was like, as soon as it got to this part, I'm like, I gotta make a fucking video on this.
It's just like cigarettes. UC San Francisco's...
Actually, no, it's not. Because, see, cigarettes has over 4,000 chemicals and carcinogens when you combust it. E-juice only has 4 ingredients. And this is going to be hilarious because I think this is where she's getting all her information from.
Tobacco Research Center stated that e-cigs do not deliver pure nicotine and harmless water vapor. It may not have tobacco in it, but the e-cigs are still delivering the same carcinogens that are known to cause chronic disease and cancer, and the secondhand vapor is emitting...
No. They're actually wrong on that one because chemicals and carcinogens that are in cigarettes is emitted when it's lit on fire or combusted. When the cigarette actually burns is when it releases its carcinogens and chemicals. Vapor is not, there's no combustion, so there's no carcinogens. Other than the formaldehyde, which, like I said earlier, just links back to certain e-juice manufacturers and where it's made and how it's made and so on. And, let's see, what was she saying?
It as well. Then there's the most disturbing part of the study to me. A growing number of middle and high school...
Hang on.
Carcinogens that are known to cause chronic disease and cancer, and the secondhand vapor is emitting it as well. Then there's the most...
Nope. I actually did some research on this because I was trying to figure out because I have a 14-year-old sister and I have multiple pets, so I was actually doing research on this, and so far there is no deaths been related to secondhand vaping or any incidences for that matter. So the tobacco research, whatever the fuck they're called, is completely wrong on that one as well. I have multiple friends who vape who are in their 30s and 40s who have kids, and their kids have sustained no incidences or any type of disease from secondhand vaping. So please tell me again, how is this bad? Honestly, like, I'm literally poking holes in your fucking theory, supported evidence, bullshit, cockamamie, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Alright, so I gotta turn my controller back on.
Most disturbing part of the study to me. A growing number of middle and high schoolers report having tried e-cigs instead of cigarettes, and the number of teen users more than doubled to almost 2 million from 2011 to 2012. It's even more now.
A what? Believe it or not, and I hate the fucking FDA for saying this because they didn't give an actual number ratio, but the FDA also stated that it was more around 5,000 high school students that were trying e-cigarettes, and they did not mention that only 20% of the high school and middle school students were actually using e-juices without nicotine. And as much as it's bad, or not really ideal for teens to use, I mean, so fucking what? I play this argument a lot with certain people. Like, okay, yeah, they're fucking vaping. Who the hell cares? If they're not using nicotine in their e-juices, then let them fucking be. It's not, they're not on tobacco. They're not on smokeless tobacco. They're not doing fucking heroin. They're not doing crack. They're not doing meth. So what's the big fucking deal? Like, honestly. And I've seen this a lot as an argument. People try to compare vaping to, say, doing cocaine or meth. Like, it's fucking hilarious. I've seen this a lot.
On 2014, which is a concern given that 90% of lifetime nicotine addiction begins in the teen years. The e-cig industry seems to be intentionally...
Okay, I could have swore I had a dip can around here because I wanted to read something off of it. But I threw... Oh wait, hang on. I have the big Grizz can. Warning, smokeless tobacco is addictive. And that's all it says. Warning, this product can cause mouth cancer. Nowhere on the thing right here says that nicotine is addictive. Honestly, nicotine isn't the issue. It's the 4,000 chemicals and carcinogens in cigarettes that actually make them addictive. I've seen people go from 6 milligrams all the way down to 0 milligrams, no fucking problem. And studies have actually been done to show that nicotine is no more addictive than caffeine. Like, honestly, it has the same effects as caffeine. Pretty much anything, if you overdo it, including like fucking sleep aids, if you overdo it, well, yeah, you're gonna overdose on that certain product, or even poison yourself. Yes, nicotine poisoning is a risk factor, but if you use nicotine a smart way, you're not gonna have any issues. So, with that being said, I'm gonna tell you the truth about vaping. Number one, everything she said in this video is complete utter horseshit. Number two, well, except for the part about the teens, yeah, there are teens that vape. I know 2 teenagers that vape, so yeah. And I tell them, and I actually mentioned them, so I said, well, thanks for fucking everything over for somebody like me who's wanting to get off smokeless tobacco, because with the whole FDA thing, it's going to make it a lot harder to get e-juices, unless I make it myself, but whatever. And this brings me to my second point. The second kid that I've been knowing for years, literally, I've been knowing him for years, and he tells me that he only vapes straight VG. No nicotine, nothing. Straight VG. So, again, where's the problem in that? I don't see one. Now, when it involves nicotine, I do see a problem, because with someone who, say, is younger than me, smaller than me, their bodies can't tolerate a lot of nicotine. And as you go up in wattage, the hotter the e-juice gets, the more nicotine it actually releases. So, that's for number one. Number two, e-juice Yes, it does contain propylene glycol, that's obvious, but it's harmless. It was proven by the FDA as harmless, as well as vegetable glycerin. They're both harmless. Vegetable glycerin is used in hospitals to filter their air. So, yeah, there's really not much I can say on this because pretty much everybody already knows what PG and VG is, food grade products, and so on and so forth. As far as lead, I have never really heard of lead being emitted from vaping, but that could be with, like, say, something like this. I mean, you get a high end box mod with a reputable RDA and coils that are actually built right with high grade metals or high grade wire. It's perfectly safe. And vaping itself doesn't emit carcinogens as she would claim. It's actually when you heat the metals up beyond a certain temperature. Most of these devices right here control the temperature so you don't really like heat it up too hot, too fast. Another thing that can also cause carcinogens is when you actually burn your cotton, and I've done that quite a few times, so yeah. It's just trial and error more or less, from letting my wicking get too dry or such. But no, I don't really see any carcinogens coming from this because there's no combustion, so where is she getting all her information, or where they're getting all their information, I do not know. And secondhand vaping, yes, it exists, but it is not harmful by no means, unless you're using nicotine e-juice. But regular e-juice without any nicotine is completely safe. So yeah, and these actually make pretty good air fresheners, believe it or not. I know this because back when the waters were backing up, like a couple weeks ago, the septic tanks were literally leaking poop everywhere, and it smelled like absolute ass. And I was in the truck with my mother and my grandfather, and my mother's like, "Can you please blow?" Like, because she doesn't like when I blow vape in her face, and I can understand why it's kind of obnoxious. But that time she actually begged me to do it because it stunk so fucking bad outside. And it was quite funny because when I blew it into her face, the vapor dissipated, and then she blew out, and vapor came out. I'm like, what the fuck? Was she inhaling as I was blowing it out? Like, I'm not sure. Actually, she was, because she was trying to, like, get the smell out of her nose, so yeah. But, honestly, at this point, being she vapes now, she doesn't really care. She knows how big my clouds, or my plumes of vapor can actually get, so, like, she doesn't really worry about it too much anymore. And, whenever she's talking to her friends, she brags, or not really brags, but, like, she just tells them, yeah, you should see the fucking vapor my son can put out, or fucking vapor he can blow out. Because to someone who's never vaped before, or has never really seen vapor that intense, it's a new challenge. It's something to wrap your head around. But I've seen a lot of people who have been vaping for well over 2 years, or not, if not even longer, who've had no problems with vaping. So with that being said, vaping is 95% safer than cigarettes. It is a proven fact that it is. There's been countless studies of it. And if anyone tells you otherwise, the links that I will provide below to articles, you can go ahead and copy those and send them to them so they can actually read. And yeah. There's also countless videos that you can look up on YouTube on how vaping is actually better than smoking. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't bore you to death. This is Demented Caliber signing out.